Hello everyone, my name is Heliosin.
Hello, I am Erdan.
We are something.
We are still something. We still haven't feel it. I think we technically have a name, don't we?
I don't know, we're not professional. Not quite.
We are not quite professional. There you go.
You can tell, can't you? It's obvious. Yeah? No? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see.
That was a shoulder shrug, by the way. You really have to be there to see it, you know.
In the moment thing.
Drink.
As it is obvious, we are playing. Well, I am playing. He's sitting around being.
I'm being sarcastic when the opportunity arises.
So he's being himself. Playing Shadowrun Returns, and so I thought I'd make a new character, show off the game a bit, play around with the mechanics, and just blow stuff up with magic.
I think this is one of those games where you should probably go into the background of it a little bit before we start.
Maybe. I don't know enough about the background.
I know a bit. Basically, this was one of the big Kickstarter games. It was originally funded for about something like 100. It was either 100,000 or 400,000.
400,000.
400,000. It was originally the funding was originally going to be 400,000. What this actually got was somewhere in the region of about $2 million of funding.
Quite a bit.
Yes, they had a lot of stretch goals. It was all very good. This game is pretty much. This is showing that Kickstarter can work under the right circumstances. It has problems, and lots of people don't get what they want. But this is one of their big successes. So.
Yes. So.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. This isn't my game.
Let's get on. The first campaign that they released the game with is called Dead Man Switch, and it's by Harebrained scheme to people who made it. And it has all the Seattle stuff. You actually get all of this if you decide you want to make your own campaign using the inbuilt editor.
We'll probably do a video of that later.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And they will be releasing a second storyline, which will be set in Berlin.
Berlin, yes.
Which is going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. So, make a new game, starting in Seattle, and we can actually show off the character creator. So, male, female, what do you reckon?
We're going to be a mage.
Male,
I will
female?
leave that one to you.
Female, whatever.
Female. Okay.
They look a little bit less fugly than the male counterparts.
Choice words then. Choice words.
Alright, there's human, which starts off with an extra karma, as you can see at the bottom there, and they just sort of average across the board. None of their maximum stats are amazing. Then there's elf, probably my favourite.
Elves are quite handy.
They get plus to charisma, which is always nice because you can check your way into things. Though I have yet to see a use past 6 points of charisma.
Unless you're really going into shaman, charisma is. There are better uses. For your points.
Then of course they've got like higher quickness and a higher charisma because they're elves. They're nimble. Dwarves have a very high body strength and willpower.
Willpower is good for mages, which we're going to be playing, so chances are we will be a dwarf.
Probably. Another good reason to play a female character because the male dwarves look so ugly.
Surely this would be a great point to reference Lord of the Rings. People think there are no female dwarves. That was a terrible impression. I apologise.
Good reference, though. There's orcs. I'll actually show these off properly, but I'm just going through them. There's orcs. They have large body, fair bit of strength. Everything else is kind of meh. And then there's trolls, who are the I mean, actually, I can't really explain it better than showing you what they look like.
My favourite character is a troll.
But now's a good point, anyway. Let's pop the dwarf and show you some of the character customization. If you pick one of the preset character classes here, there's Street Samurai, Mage, Decker, Shaman, Rigger, and Physical Adept.
Ninja!
Yeah, I haven't played it.
You get ninjas, and you get ninjas. Sorry, that's
Love that video.
That was a video from the Kickstarter campaign when they reached their stretch goals for ninjas.
Yeah, they actually have slightly different outfits each. If you show them, you can't really tell. That guy's got a little satchel. The other guy's body armor. The Decker has like a shoulder pouch thing.
No, that's his comlink, I believe.
Probably. The Shaman has like a
looks like he has tails on his back.
Feathers.
Oh.
The Rigger gets a shirt and a bunch of tools. The Physical Adept just has like wraps on her arm, and the Nun just has a good old leather jacket. Then if you cycle through the portraits, your character actually changes what they look like based on as close as they can get to the portraits. So yeah. Let's see if we can find a nice looking portrait for a mage. What do you think, one of these?
Yeah, go for one of those.
Let's go to one with the goggles. Funky hairstyle. You can actually customize it by unclicking auto and editing stuff, but I'm lazy. Go for Lee.
We are doing a mage here, but we're going to go through the stats kind of ourselves anyway, just because it gives you a bit more flexibility with how things are.
I mean, we could actually make a gun-toting, sword-wielding mage that, like, Erdan here plays. But I prefer being a bit more min-maxy than I'm a character with personality. So I end up going a bit straight towards all magic, which means I probably won't be putting anything into quickness or strength. But that won't really... That's the thing about this game. It doesn't hinder you to not put points in everything. You can actually still play through all of the game as whatever you like. There's usually ways around every situation, as long as you search enough. A good example would be when you're in like a religious building of sorts, and you have to find your way into a off-limits section of it, and you can hack your way in. You can charge in head first and may or may not die.
Original Deus Ex. It's kind of that, you know, every single build has an option.
Yeah, my personal favourite is chloroforming that guy. That's always fun. Anyway,
that's a hint for later on. Chloroform the guy.
There's a lot of chloroform in our videos.
Yeah.
Alright, body, health. Really all it is. Also has a chance to take less damage, which you see as like weak. I usually try putting 4 points into it as a start and then upping it later. It's nice to have more body as a dwarf, because mages don't have a lot of defensive stuff. Quickness, chance to hit in ranged combat, and just how nimble you are. I will not put any points in this because I don't want to have any ranged weapons. All of my damage will come through my spells, but for the sake of completion, there's ranged combat, which is like a cap. The more you put into this, the more accurate you are. The more you put into this also increases how accurate you are, but it also unlocks the other trees. So I might as well show this off. Put like 3 points in that. It lets you put extra points in ranged combat. For every point you put in ranged combat, you can put extra points in, say, shotgun. But you can't put any more in because you need more for this, and so on and so forth. Strength, same thing applies, but this is melee damage and thrown weapons and just how much damage you can do. Thrown weapons, funnily enough, are in strength. I figured they'd be in quickness, but I guess the bigger you are, the heftier your throwing arm would be.
But I can see that it'd be less of a quickness, because I mean, if you can throw really quickly, that's fine, but it's really not going to be any use if you've got like spaghetti arms and you can just go, and it lands on your feet and lands at your feet. It's not going to be very helpful.
Oh, for the enemy it will be.
Well, yes, but you're not going to be helpful to the enemy.
Right. Also, it does things like, for example, that point reduces the cost of throwing a grenade to 1 AP, which is actually really, really useful.
Yes.
You see, actually, each of these have like abilities and upgrades and stuff.
As a thing, just to say, going into either the close combat or range combat, once you get to about 3 points in both of them, it'll unlock a new weapon slot for you.
Yes, so willpower, this is where we're going to be getting all of our lovelies from. So let's put...
All of our lovelies.
All of our lovelies. Let's put 4 points in that and get... I don't know, let's put up to 3 so we can see ley lines, which I'll show off in a bit.
If you put 4 in, I believe you get an extra spellcasting slot.
Yeah, you don't need that early and you can't get a lot of spells. Let's put points in charisma, because I like being talkative. Oh, etiquette, yes. You know, all those times you've managed to play a game and you sneak your way past someone by going, oh yes, I know about that, I'm going to tell you about that, and you're going to let me past. This is like knowledge of something. When you have an etiquette in something, you are knowledgeable in corporate dealings, in security. You know about gangs and how they deal with. You know about the street and how to talk your way out of situations or into situations or whatever. And they just give you extra dialogue options. And sometimes they let you get extra money from
your jobs. Yeah.
From your jobs.
I'll probably say security is a good one to start off with, isn't it?
It is. Though I find it sort of... It lets you get past parts of the storyline quicker, but doesn't get you any real bonuses. I'm going to pick academic because I'm a mage. And that has a use to get you a fair bit of gold
Yes.
really early in. So
Well, later in, but yes, we know. Okay.
let's see. And then I've got 10 points to play with. I could put... Let's get another one. Because I can.
That also means you won't be able to get
corporate.
anything else.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Will you be putting your extra points into what is it? The shaman summoning.
I might do later. I don't really need it early in because you get a heal spell as a mage. So let's just go corporate academic. I've got 3 points. So I will put 3 points into conjuration. Because I already have it anyway. I'll be getting up to probably about 6 charisma, I think. So, but that's for me to know. Ah, name. What should we call him?
Huh.
Sharon.
Yes. This will be Sharon. Watch our other video. You'll get the joke.
Right, we'll probably cut out all the loading screens for the sake of not having to worry about
Not
it.
having loading screens, but also they also contain a fair amount of the plot.
Yes, and you generally can read most of it while it's loading, depending on how fast your computer is. Yes, start off with you're pretty much skint, you've no job, and you've got to find one. That's the whole thing. Actually, if you note down here, there was a quick sort of description of what's going on. Occasionally it'll give like a flavourful description of the area you're in, which it's nice. It's very atmospheric. It adds to the setting. I like it. To combat.
Basically, the story for this bit is
Your mate says, "Hey, long time no see. I probably hit a really rough patch. So if you don't see me, I'm probably dead." And then
well, no, that's
he
the thing.
reminds
He
you
is dead.
He is dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he reminds you of the time he helped you out, which was this time, and you'd like a flashback. Let's have a chat with Larry here. Mage. Shut your screamer. Yeah. I love the slang they have in this. Very nice.
Sideways 9 ways to Sunday. Well, that is something I'm going to have to use in everyday life.
Well, yeah, and here becomes... at least we have each other. Oh, not for long. This is where combat starts. Incoming generic bad guys. It actually does have a nice long help section for you to go through if it's your first playthrough. It explains the HUD, the combat, how to do spell casting, how the experience works and leveling up. Cyberware, so you can basically turn yourself into a cyborg. It's fantastic. How the mages work, all the different classes themselves, and a glossary of everything.
Because this game does have quite a lot of terms that you will not be familiar with.
Yeah. Gutter punk, slang for a street hoodlum. It actually has slang descriptions. It's fantastic. But we will just jump straight into the combat. Alright, so first thing first, let's kill this traitorous bastard. I'm really not going to hit him with my gun.
One of the things you have a 0% chance.
Yeah, let's run up really close to him and shoot him.
One of the things you'll
No.
notice, by the way, is
better.
if as you point,
Yes, I killed him!
as you mouse over the various places where you stand, you'll notice there's a little shield there.
That tells you how much cover you have from that direction. Think XCOM,
Also,
if you've played it.
see the little flashing skull symbol.
Yes!
That's quite handy. 'cause it
That
allows you to
I will
do
summon
this.
a lovely little water nymph. Ah, isn't he cute? Let's shoot them with some... Actually, has he got spells? He does have spells.
Oh, I love
Right.
that noise.
And then you jump back to this character and let's just shoot him again. Yeah. That's the enemy's turn. They get just as much. They get a movement phase and an attack phase, just like we do. They aren't very accurate, though.
Each enemy has everyone has AP. If you also look, there's that really lovely, quite big ley line. I believe if you put Sam on it, actually no, it's Jake. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different character. You may have access to, if you're on your character, you may have access to Power Bolt.
I don't have any spells yet.
No,
You don't get them.
No, if you go on your like your
Weapons?
weapon select.
No. No,
Oh.
not till later.
That's a bit
Anyway,
silly then.
It is a bit silly. It can nurse you if you pick a spellcaster and you don't get any gun skills. Because look, I'm right over here and I can only get 20% chance to hit. So I'll shoot anyway. I missed. Who knew?
I think if you put the shaman on that spot, you'll be able to mess them up quite badly.
Let's get to this one. This is how shamans work when it comes to summoning elementals and spirits. You give them AP. The more AP you give them, the more likely they are to escape and attack you or run away. But I'm gonna just go for all the AP, and
it worked.
Yeah, he didn't escape. Let's push him over here, and let's shoot at them with something.
What's that tidal wave looking thing?
It gives
Big
a
wave.
Big
Oh,
wave. Adds a
How's
dodge
that buff? I don't know these things.
Shoot this guy with this. Then I'll probably be able to kill this guy. Yeah, dead. Right, it goes back to the enemy's turn after I end mine, because... Actually, I can shoot him already. Brilliant.
Have you got any grenades on you? No.
He does. And my character has grenades as well. But I can't throw them for anything. Hello, guys. Alright, let's shoot at this guy.
Sharon!
Good, Sharon. That wasn't half bad. Now, grenades. When you click on grenade inventory, you get like an area of effect you can effectively throw it in. The further away you throw it, the less likely you are to be able to hit.
Well, it's more of a less likely you are to be able to hit, less likely it will go where you want it to go. There have been more than a few times that I've slung a rather large... Spells go through this as well. There have been times when I've slung a rather large fireball. It's meant to hit some security goons. It's gone off course and hit my teammates who are standing quite close to them and annihilated my entire team.
Not nice.
Not a good thing.
It also has an area of effect that you can actually affect yourself. Let's say I've got the little blue reticle around me now, so that would hurt me as well, but I don't want to hurt me, so let's throw it there. Yeah, it worked. He died. She got at the base. She runs off over here. Apparently skipping the rest of my turn. Good elemental. There's a good elemental. Kill my enemies for me. Let's shoot this guy. Ha ha ha. Can I do it again? Yes, it does not have a cooldown. Fantastic.
Well, it's a spirit. It doesn't really have... You know, it's a being of pure magic.
It doesn't need to wait for its energy to come back.
Mm. As a meta-human caster, if you try and cast a spell in quick succession, it will drain your HP to do so.
Which is never a good thing.
No.
Depending on how badly you need to kill something, it's usually better for them to die as soon as possible than for you to die the following turn. Ha 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 ha! Victory! I jumped past a bit of the storyline to not give it away for everyone who's watching, and I thought I'd just get straight to the part where you've just left a particular building where you meet a charming little dwarf. And
he is probably our favourite character in it.
Probably.
He is called Dresden, and he is probably our favourite character, mainly because we are both fans of the Dresden Files series, which you should read because they are very good books.
But yes, you go to get some stuff, and you get, well, for lack of a better word, mugged. And now you have to kill them, because that's what you do when people mug you. You kill them, horribly and brutally.
Yes, this is Jake Armitage. He is quite an important character in... He crops up a lot in the storyline.
Well, I have spells. I do have spells. I have haste already. Fantastic.
And
don't
armor.
use it. Just shoot these guys.
Shoot them in the face.
The combat is very sort of straightforward. You just shoot people, them up with magic, crowd control them, whatever works really. Right. When you're playing this, you actually do come across people that you can interact with, like this Sarah over here and this worried man.
Let's talk to the worried man.
He wants help. Of course he does, but I need to be paid. How much are you going to pay me? Nothing? Ooh. Well, let's see what you do. Maybe. Just for the sake of it, let's run up here and see what the problem is. There's another person to talk to. Who would have thought?
Isn't he a pretty looking man?
Ah, your mum's so proud of you. Yes, actually, here. Depending on your etiquettes you've chosen and your stats, you can get extra dialogues, like, hey, get the heck out of here, or I'm a gang member, I totally...
I think that one's saying, hey, the police are coming along, you might want to bugger off for the minute.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the gang, and I'm not particularly strong, so I'll just tell him to piss off. That always works. Oh, well, he didn't appreciate that, but he shot him instead of me. Nice of him.
And missed point blank with a shotgun. Oh, they have a mage, who also missed.
Really aren't very good at their jobs. Alright,
Well, they're thugs. They don't really have jobs.
Let's just shoot him with magical bolts of something.
Also, now might be a good time to talk about the ley lines.
Yes, when you see these little glowy points here, when you're standing on them, your spells are empowered. They are quicker to recharge, more damaging. Sometimes, on very rare occasions, the AoE effect of them is even larger, which is fantastic.
Usually the more intricate or ornate looking a ley line, the more powerful it is. I also believe you can put Jake on one of these ley lines because he is actually a mage.
Kind of like a techie mage.
He's got the data link, yeah.
Yeah. He's a very pragmatic mage. But I can put me on this.
Yes. Put yourself in there.
Ooh, glowy.
You are now more powerful.
The ley line buff, and if I hit him with that, it does extra damage.
Well, that was because you got a crit. But
yes, but it was a 2 times crit. 2 times of 6 would be 12. This does 8 damage now because I'm on a ley line. It empowers all of your basic spells, and I'm going to heal my character because I need to stay alive. One of the major downsides to this game is that if any of your allies die, like say Jake for example, then
he can be resurrected.
Just bring him back, just dock wagon him up and he's good.
But you do have a turn limit though.
Yeah, turn limit before they die.
3 turns.
Generally you can just run straight to them and pull them right back up. But if your character dies, that's it. You've got to restart the level.
They did have a thing for the Kickstarter backers, where if you could put a code in and you got a special dock wagon thing, I don't know what it exactly was, but it allowed you to, I think it may have been once per character, they would run in and resurrect you, which would allow you to carry on the storyline.
Always nice. Run him over here and shoot this guy in the face.
No, I'm going to stop doing that now.
Let's use a spell. We haven't showed magic off that much. Flamethrower. Target the enemy. Pow.
You can't really see it that well, but...
No, you can't. It's a shame that.
As you can see, also, if you go back to the magic now, see, if you wanted to recast that, it costs you 12 HP, or you can wait 2 turns.
Let's just cast it for HP. I lost 12 HP to do nothing. Gosh,
this is drain damage, which is a feature of the Shadowrun games.
Let's buff him with that.
Which gives him another AP. Oh!
It skips over. It's another bug. Skips over it. It's kind of a shame. Big deal, really. Right, here comes their boss.
Where did he come from?
The Ether.
The Ether.
Yes, it's a real thing.
Well, yes, in this game it is a real thing.
It's right next to Primarch. Right, let's get Jake over here so he can kill him, or at least get hit for me.
That's a big machete.
Really, I think it scales based on the size of your character.
Yeah.
Trolls always seem to have the biggest weapons, despite only doing as much as the weapon that a dwarf uses. Fire does so. Oh, hello. He wants us to stop killing him. No. No, I don't think we will stop killing you.
Old wreck. Yes, they also have their own... Basically,
Slang.
they have slang and sweat in this game. It's quite good. And I guess technically it allows them to ever so daintily bypass some of the age restrictions.
Buy some cop food.
I was going to say a donut and coffee. That sounds like something.
Yes, what I'm doing right now is I'm sort of bypassing a minor problem, a minor obstacle you get later. And this crops up quite a lot. You usually can find a solution to whatever problem you have if you can't talk your way past them by
Or shoot yourself past them.
Or shoot past them, just by talking to people nearby. So this guy's like evicting this poor homeless bloke, William, and just doing his job, but he's being a bit of a douche about it. And then he turns on you as soon as you talk. Now, if you had etiquette security, which Erdan here did suggest I pick up, but I know ways around it, you could just talk your way past him and it's done. Or if you were lazy, you could just go 100, here you go. But if you talk and buy some coffee and donuts, because every cop loves coffee and donuts, for 10 you can just bop your way past him, and he just walks right out of your way. And then you can investigate the area, pick up clues and mission items, which you can use later as evidence and as like interactable items. Examine the area for evidence, and then pick up some stuff. Let's give William his stuff, because we don't want another homeless guy to die.
Because I thought you were playing an arsehole.
Sort of.
An arsehole with a heart. That might be a bit weird looking, actually.
Just jump our way past the conversations. We don't want to give anything away for you guys.
We'll probably get to... Well, actually, we're probably getting to the end of where we're going to end this. This will be the Union now.
Yes.
The Seamstress Union, which is where... This is where the main part of the game kind of... This is your hub from now on.
Yeah, you don't really walk outside here anymore. You sort of hop and skip and jump your way between sections of the map from this place.
Yeah.
But it is a very nice place.
As you can see, it says we are now leaving the Barrens, and we will not return here anymore.
This is where you pimp yourself out, get more money, get your missions, and go. It is, like you said, the hub of the game. It's a very nice hub. It's pretty much a whorehouse. But you know what? I think this is a good time to actually start spending a bit of my karma to make my character a bit better. 9 karma here. So let's buy some stuff. Right, I say 4 body is enough to start off with.
It's good for a mage, yeah.
Probably to start off with, yeah. Let's not bother with that. Let's jump down here and put another point in spellcasting. And I don't really need another point in charisma for that matter. Let's put another point in conjuration. Actually, no, I'll save those points so I can upgrade some other stuff later. Now we have a little bit more karma spent. Let's run over and chat with Cherry Bomb. Hello, Cherry. I do like the details they put into these portraits. They are really nice.
I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, she's an elf, isn't she?
Yeah, she's an elf. Skip all the dialogue. I really don't look like a cop.
You could do. Yeah, aren't you a bit short to be a police officer? Here's the challenge. Get as many film or game references into these as we can. Already had Lord of the Rings, now we've had Star Wars. What else could we do?
It was Inception earlier.
No, it was almost Inception earlier, and that was during one of our tests, so no one else knows about that.
Shame.
And here you can get outfits.
Let's buy the... No, I don't want to buy the Taurus. Look, let's just buy this. Whatever this is. I don't know. Let's equip it and find out.
This is Thaumaturge armor.
See what I look like. Hasn't changed. No. I look...
You have changed.
Let's zoom in. I can't quite tell. I look like a little bit more magey now, I guess.
You look like you're wearing armor.
Pretty
Like
sweet.
an armoured dress, even.
And he's another favourite character, Mr. Clue. We will not spoil any of his dialogue because he's just such a nice character.
He is a brilliant character.
Right, hello noob. Let's buy some spells. To start off with, you only get a couple of vendors for weapons and spells and stuff, and the armour, but later on you gain access to basically your own personal marketplace. So you can get yourself better spells. Get heal, let's pick up Mana Ball, and...
Mana Bolt's always a good one to have as well.
Yeah, let's pick up Mana Bolt. Confirm. Get all my spells. Equip. If you haven't got enough spell slots, it will actually remove them and put them in your inventory here.
For the moment, there isn't actually a bad thing at the beginning of this game. There isn't actually a way to access your stash just yet. You have to get into the market. You have to get into the marketplace at the Union first, but that's not too far away.
Yeah. Generally, you just have to use whatever you've got in your inventory. 2 weapon slots. I was right.
Oh, be quiet.
But it's generally not much of a problem. You'll probably use everything you find to start off with. Here's another favourite character of mine.
Miss Kubota.
Right.
Has a very a Japanese orientation to her. She's a very interesting character, and she's quite fun.
She is.
She's also very nice to your main character. She's nice to my main character. I don't know what she's like to yours.
Pretty much, or it doesn't matter if you're mean to her or if you're not. It's pretty much just you do favours for her, and that's pretty much just. I can show some of the stuff. If you click here, the door's locked. If you decide to pick decking, which is just hacking, you can in fact bypass this and get an extra item. We haven't. We can't. It also comes in handy pretty much all the time throughout the storyline to have decking, so you can.
We're going there just because that's like a. We're gonna skip this part out because this is actually one of the puzzles. You can go up to the computer and hack it, or there's a puzzle to get past this room, but we're not going to spoil the puzzle.
Actually, about to explain that. I will run in here. This room is a key point for. It first explains how the puzzles in this game work. But like I was saying, if you have decking, you can in fact pretty much skip past the puzzle. On the off chance you don't have the skills to do something, it will in fact allow you to investigate the area, find clues, and then you can bypass the problem that way. So we will skip past this puzzle, and you'll catch us in a bit.
Okay, so we've passed the puzzle that we weren't telling you about.
That puzzle which shall not be named, and we are... Oh well, we're outside the Universal Brotherhood. Build a better tomorrow. Ah, isn't that nice? What could possibly be bad about them? And yeah, we won't talk to that guy because he's just there for description. You talk to him to get an understanding of what the Brotherhood is like.
I like this bit. Refurbished flowers for sale. I want some refurbished flowers.
Synth juiced for sale. Just fab today. That sounds disgusting.
And here is another one of our characters of the day, or characters du jour, I believe. This is Paco.
He's a ganger. He's sort of one of the low-down gangers, and he's actually quite a good kid. He's pretty good. I quite like him. But just once again, skipping all the stuff so we can get straight through. Right, he has now joined us for this next section of the game, because we have to go save someone who is obviously incapable of saving themselves. Now, just you'll get this really early in, but the general premise to begin with is that your friend has been murdered, and you've got to investigate who did it, why, and pay them back. And your only lead is what we're following right now. And more often than not, you do actually encounter more murders, which you actually get a little bit of extra karma for investigating, finding out stuff about it, which you can use in dialogue options later. See another etiquette there.
And here's where we get to see our favourite character again.
Dresden! Hello, Dresden. Another one of my favourite characters, Aguirre. A lot of them are really good.
Yeah.
All the characters are pretty much quite nice to chat with.
Quite a lot of characters are very well written.
Alright, thanks for nothing. Sorry, no, whatever. I don't want to talk to him right now. You do actually get a little side story thing going on with him, but I don't need it, so... You will see that guy again.
Let's have a look at the body.
Hey, karma, because I investigated a crime scene.
Now let's carry on our way.
Complete professional.
You just went, it's a dead body.
You actually have to chat with everyone there and investigate the crime scene before you can get the extra karma. But, you know, I think this has been a good example of everything so far. If I go in there, I'm gonna have to show you another puzzle, another side escape, and a pretty key part to one of the new characters coming up, personality and her motivation. So I won't. I think I'll end this here. This has been Shadowrun and us.
Yes, it has been us as well, unfortunately. Well, next time... Actually, what are we doing next time?
We'll find out. We'll play it by ear.
We'll play
whatever we feel like.
Okay, next time will be something interesting and exciting, of course. But until then, goodbye.
Ta-ta.